In this video, I'm going to show you how to take this design that I've created for an invitation and upload it into Corjl so I can sell it as an invitation template. I like to design in Adobe Illustrator, which is where I am now, because you can play with a lot of different artboards, move things around. There's a lot more editing capabilities here in Adobe Illustrator than there are in Corjl, so I prefer to design here and then upload everything into Corjl once I've got kind of a final design established. When you are designing, you want to pay attention to a couple things. First of all, you want your designs to be licensable for template use. So even if you have a commercial license for a font or a design element, that might not count if the client is able to edit that work. So edit the font, move the images around, etc. So you want to make sure you have a specific Corjl template or extended license for these fonts. There's a lot of fonts in Corjl already. They mostly overlap with Google fonts. So you can always use any of the Google fonts in there, but otherwise you want to just make sure you're using correctly licensed elements and fonts. The best way to do that is to just create the elements yourself. I created this border. I also do design some fonts. So this is a font that I use myself. I don't have to worry about any licensing issues here. Another thing to pay attention to is that clients are going to use your templates in a lot of different ways, maybe not the exact ways that you want them to, so you want the templates to be usable for anyone else. So if someone wanted to add, instead of together with their families, like specific Mr. and Mrs. Welsh invite you to the wedding of their daughter, etc. You want to make sure there's space for that. If someone wanted to use middle names, last names, just first names, you want to make sure the invitation is still going to look good and you're setting the client up for success no matter how they use that piece. So the biggest thing is just leaving room for the text to be edited as they need it to be edited. So once it's ready to go, you want to save your elements as SVG files to upload them to Corjl so that they will be editable. I want this element to be able to change colors in case people aren't using like the red, they want to use a different color for their invitation suite. I want them to be able to, so I have to upload this element as an editable SVG file. If you're just getting used to working with Adobe Illustrator, I do have a free class I'll link in the description of this video that will help you get started with all the things you need for stationery design. So since I have this element and then I also have the text, I'm going to create two artboards. If you have a bunch of different elements, you want to upload them separately so that the clients can change the colors of them and move them around separately so that they're not just one element. Technically, this is the only design element we're using, so this is the only one I need. However, I am going to just upload the text as a JPEG into Corjl so that I can do the typesetting a little faster. I like to do that. It's not a step that you necessarily have to do, but especially if you've done very specific typesetting, it will help your process go a little faster. So this one is artboard 1. We will save as, and we want to save a name that we'll be able to search in Corjl because you'll be able to search all of your different design elements here. So let's do arched scallop frame. I'll save it as an SVG and I only want to use artboard 1. Now for artboard 2, I could do the same thing, but I can also just export it as a JPEG or PNG, and I'll end up deleting this from my Corjl elements after I'm done with it. It's just going to work as a guide. So now I'm here in Corjl in my design catalog, and you can see we have quite a few designs. One thing that they've added in Corjl 2.0 is the ability to search and categorize these into folders and collections, which is really nice. I keep a template for each type of design under AA. So I have the AA invitation A7. So that's the one that we're going to use. And this just keeps all of my settings where I want them to be. So if I go over into the design protections, these are the settings that I'm talking about. They're going to be the same for all of the A7 cards. So this is going to talk about what the customers are allowed to do, if we have specific color palettes they can use, if they're allowed to upload their own images, how many times they're allowed to download things, and different like layer protections. So you can like lock a layer if you wanted to, require text if you want to make sure that they're going to design in such a way that's going to give them the best product. I think we think of protections as limiting for them, but I think protections are setting non-designers up for success with their designs. So with these templates, I'm always just going to go in here and click duplicate design because it's got a bunch of the settings that I want in here. It's got the size correct, etc. So now we will name it what we want this actual file to be. For now, we'll just say arch scallop frame invitation. Each page of the invitation is going to be a different design in Corjl, and then you can combine them together in listings. So make sure you name it, whether it's the invitation or the RSVP card, details card, etc. Now we're working with our saved design. We can get rid of the template if we want. And I'm going to delete a lot of things. I typically keep this same text in here because it's very similar to the text that we're going to need for the invitation. I'm going to upload our design images, so I'll add a file. Add both of these. And you need to certify that you have the rights to use these. Again, just make sure that you do have your correct license, and you can rename them here if you want to. I'm going to add this frame to my document, and typically since I saved the artboard, it will be 5x7. If it's something that bleeds off the edge of the artboard, you'll want to make sure you save it with the correct bleeds, which are already programmed into this file. As you can see, we have our colors here, so you can click on this and see that someone would be able to change the colors. I'm just going to leave this orange color because that's what I want the sample to be in. Now the layers are all over here, and you can rearrange them. So I will put this frame in the back, and I'm going to lock it for now. I'll unlock it when I release this to clients because I want them to be able to change the color if they're interested. Do the same thing with my JPEG text and move it all the way to the back, even behind that frame. Now what you'll see is over here, this is a JPEG, so you can't update the color on it. You don't see that option to change the color. That's the difference between uploading something that's SVG and uploading something that's JPEG. So if you want them to be able to change it around, make sure you're uploading it as an SVG. In the Fonts tab on the left, you'll see all of the different fonts that are available here in Corjl. They have so many different options, and you're also able to upload your own as long as you have license permission to use them. You can select certain fonts that the clients are going to be able to choose from for this design. So if you don't want them to be able to use AmiScript for this design, then you can not select that. They're also not going to see the names of the fonts. They're just going to see different numbers. Typically, I usually let them use whatever the fonts they want because it doesn't really bother me either way. But that all will depend on how you want to handle it. So since I have a custom font, I'm just going to upload it here. And now I have Scuttlebutt in here to use. As you can see, I have a ton of layers over here for the text. So for instance, and is a different layer than the names, together with their families is a different layer. This I find is really helpful for folks who are not designers to just have a very specific text box that they need to fill in. So if they know, like, this is where it says Blake Allerman, you just need to fill in your partner's name here. It's really easy for them to go ahead and edit it because it's just going to be simpler versus having them accidentally forget to put the time on here, the date, something about the black tie optional reception to follow, etc., and then coming back and being upset about that. So it's not to say that would be your fault, but you just want to set your clients up for success. And I find having the text boxes different is a helpful option, especially if you have multiple fonts. It's a little harder on Corjl to change just the names to a different font or size or color if they are all in the same text box. So since I have kept these text boxes, I know it's a little wonky looking right now, but I'm just going to move all of the text boxes to kind of match where they are on my JPEG here. And if you don't have the text boxes, then what you're going to do is just click over here on whichever font you want. So we're going to use Scuttlebutt Medium. So I'll just do a double click on that, and then we have a new text box, and that's where we could type in, you know, together with their families, etc. But once you have these templates set up, it makes things a lot easier. And on this one, we don't have an option for reception to follow, attire, etc. So we'll just delete that one. They can always add it back if they want. Now within all of these, I will go through and change up the font. This is one of those parts that if you're a real graphic designer, it's kind of annoying, but I think it's great for your clients' usability with these pieces because they are not graphic designers. You'll see some of these text boxes are getting, the words are getting too long for them, so making them a little bigger so that they have space to fit a longer amount of text will be really helpful. You can use these guides to make sure everything is centered how you want it to be. I'll make this one longer. And then over here, I'll change that text and make it a little nicer. Okay, this one is all caps. This one is all caps. And then these are both a little too big. Well, if you wanted to edit all of these at the same time to save even more time, you can just select all of them. And since they're all text layers, you'll be able to do that. I'm just going to change everything to this color that we used, and I'll use the eyedropper tool and just grab the color from here. Now if we turn off our text layer in the back, we can see that this is pretty close to the original suite here. All of this text is a little bit larger than what we have in Illustrator. So move that down to 10. You can increase the line spacing if you want, or the letter spacing with this one. And then since we did have those names already in there, all of our templates are going to have the same names. So I do typically like to change them up so that we're not always using the same names. I am noticing there's a little bit of additional letter spacing. Whoa. So we'll add some. I want it to be like really, just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit extra. Perfect. I also like to make sure I update the date so that our samples are different, but also just showing an accurate date. This is an example of having things in the same text box. You can see that the address here was accidentally all caps as well. We can select it and change it, but sometimes it's just really easy in Corjl to accidentally change the entire text box. So if you want things to be different colors, different fonts, different formatting styles, I would put them in separate text boxes. And then I think we just want to go down a tiny bit to get everything centered. So this design is pretty much ready to go. We can click save here. And then if we do create the RSVP card, details card, etc., we would put them under this same name, Arch Scallop Frame, so that it'll be easy to find those and locate them when we're creating our listing. So what does that look like? Here's our listing tab, and when we go to create a new listing, we'll also mimic that name. You want to separate your listing names by what makes sense for you. So we have different suites that are mostly all wedding invitations. If you're doing baby shower to match, if save the date, etc., you'll want to delineate that in the name of the listing. These listings can go on your website. You can send direct links to them, or you can directly link them into your Etsy shop. When we search the designs, if we search the Arch Scallop card, that would come up here. And we could just drag it in here in addition to any of the other options that we needed. We'll just put this squiggle RSVP card in there right now since I haven't made the Arch Scallop Frame RSVP card yet. In this tab, you can indicate which instructions are here, so you'll design that as a specific design, and it will be included in the order as well as the demo if you want it to be. You can also click Show Instructions upon opening order, which I find really helpful for my designs. Here you can also distinguish the order expiration and max number of downloads. You can set these for the full listing on this Details tab, but if you do want to change it for some reason, you can change it individually right here. Corjl 2.0 will autosave everything, so you don't really need to autosave stuff. And then when you go into your integrations, if you have anything set up here, it will show. So I have my Etsy shop here, and this is going to allow me to create a listing ID for this listing. So in Etsy, I have created a draft of a listing for this arch scallop frame invitation, and I did that just by duplicating another template listing because a lot of the same info will be used. We want to make this as fast a process as possible. And in this listing, you'll find this listing ID, which is the set of numbers at the end of the URL. So I will copy that, paste it right here, and then that will allow Etsy and Corjl to talk so that anytime someone buys this listing, they will get the link to this Corjl listing. The other thing you'll find here is our demo link. So I'll go ahead and copy that. And that allows your clients to demo everything in Corjl. They can make all the changes to the invitation suite, see how it's going to look, but they won't be able to download or print it until they create an account and purchase the listing. But when they purchase the listing, all of their changes will be saved, which is really nice. So you can see they can go ahead and change all of this. I can change this to my name, change it to my husband's name. We have the same last name because we're already married. And I'll be able to save this into my account, purchase the listing, and come back and all of that work will be saved. So it's a great way to just be like, here, try it before you buy it. So I always copy that listing demo and I'll paste it right here to make sure that I have the correct one for each individual listing. So I like to take off some of this extra so that we just have a really clean look here. So now everything is in place for someone to see this demo information when they download this on Etsy. And then for Corjl to understand that if someone buys this Etsy listing, this is the listing in Corjl that they should get a link for. Now, the last thing that you'll need to do before making your listing live is just to upload all of your mockup images and then anything in your listing that is specific to each listing. So if you have something in here about the design, like you said, this pink and orange flowers design, we'll need to change that because this is a different design. Something like your primary colors. So our primary color is not pink for this arch invitation suite, it's orange. So we would want to change that, and your tags as well. And we would remove things like mauve, pink, greenery, flowers, etc., and change it to match the vibe of this particular design instead. I like to keep my Etsy listings so I can copy and paste them as much as I need, but you will want to definitely change the images. However, things like your process image can stay the same for each suite. I keep my video usually the same because it shows what it looks like to edit in Corjl, but I will change things like, of course, the header listing and the things that show the design. I'm also always going to make some changes to the design and show exactly what the client can edit, change around, move, and how different you can make two designs with just those changes. So maybe they can't change this full frame, but they can change the text and layout of how they put it all together, as well as the colors. For example, I want to go ahead and just download a JPEG of this particular suite to use in my mockups like this. So I'll just download one. Don't want the bleed and trim marks on this one. I just want it to be a JPEG of just the 5x7. And then I'll go ahead and make some changes so that the clients can see everything that they'll be able to change. It might be tempting to change everything in this design to blue to show them, yeah, you can change the colors of everything. But what I'm actually going to do is probably change everything, all of the text to a different color to show them a second capability, which is that you can change the frame as well as the font to different colors. So I'll do something like this that's a little more subdued, but it's showing these things are not connected. You can change the colors of everything to further customize. I'll download this version. And then I'll simply undo back to the original full orange version. Last thing is to just make sure your layers are how you want the client to be able to edit them. So for instance, I left this text JPEG on. There's no need to have that for the client, so I'll delete it. Now this design is ready to go in Corjl. We'll have our Etsy listing created as soon as I fill in those mockups, and it will be ready to sell. If you're brand new and you just want some tips on designing in general, definitely take our free Illustrator class and check out some of the other resources in the description to learn how to design stationery and create a business that's profitable selling wedding invitations. Thanks, everyone.